Sunset tackles representation with extraordinary finesse. Tale of Tales has been making their own distinct brand of academic and figurative games for years now. Sometimes their work lands, and other times it doesn't, but in either case their goal is to work in the abstract, using symbolism in excess to let players decide just what it is they're looking at. They make art games. The story follows a young black woman named Angela Burns, who spends every sunset working as a housekeeper. During a period of civil war in a fictional Latin capital, Angela's only armed with a degree in engineering while she finds herself cleaning the art-filled penthouse of Gabriel Ortega each and every day. That synopsis alone spurs such a wide array of expectations for the game's themes and plot, and Sunset cleverly gives you these cultural constructs to let your mind form preconceptions about the world and its characters. It lets all of these ideas linger in the air as it slowly unravels its narrative. In effect, the game's symbolism is as much there to fill in the blanks as it is to act as misdirection. As your mind tries to connect the dots between class, sex, and status, Sunset's working on telling a story that wants to talk about priorities. What counts when war takes away the auspices of freedom? Minute to minute, the game is made up of you walking around Gabriel's apartment with a checklist of the day's chores. Most of your interactions with the game's world come in one of two flavors. Either a red option for a loving touch, or a blue prompt for a cold one. This is an unfortunately binary system of expression in a game that wants you to roleplay a little bit, but allowing for choice at all gives you enough agency to be invested in how things play out. Either way, that role-playing element is important to how Sunset communicates its fiction. For example, there's a calendar set up in Gabriel's home that can be adjusted daily, but it isn't ever specifically listed as a chore. So whether or not you're taking the time to adjust the calendar is meant to act as a layer of Angela's character, or how she responds to normalcy when society's on the brink. In an almost meta endeavor, Sunset spends a lot of time talking about arts and culture, and specifically what their value is in the world. Being such an intentionally vague narrative experience, it's fascinating to hear Angela condemn critics or denounce abstract art. There's a brilliant little section where Angela talks about how radio sounds exactly the same across the globe, equating the universality of music with the rhythm of radio and its presentation of popular songs the world over. Later on, she laments how gold is hoarded, instead of annually melted down to be resculpted by a new ensemble of artists. Obviously, these are controversial opinions that, despite being quasi-dismissive of the work involved in creating art, both appreciate how important it is to the community. A beautifully made soundtrack by Austin Wintory underpins the game, helping create an art-rich and evocative space for Angela to have these kinds of philosophical monologues. For all of its focus on people, art, and war, these volatile subjects, Sunset is a very no-frills game. It has plenty to say, but it waits for your mind to wander before it comes out and explains anything. It's a slow, thoughtful game that's only as exciting as your imagination is willing to take you. The more background you can bring to the table in terms of its many references, the more enjoyment you'll get out of it. It has a more straightforward plot than the average Tale of Tales game, but you're still there for the way it presents information more than the express story it aims to tell. Like the collective art the game is so interested in talking about, Sunset's going to be different things to different people. Hey, obviously I really liked this one. Don't forget to check out the website, castlecouch.com, and keep talking about games. They're the best.